Hello everybody, it's another day and of course it's another video. So I hope that you're doing great today. And yeah, for today's video, I will share to you the different definitions of creative nonfiction, the other concepts behind creative nonfiction, its elements, and of course the subgenres of creative nonfiction. So now, without further ado, let's start with the definitions of creative nonfiction. But before that, it has been said that creative nonfiction tends to puzzle many writers and readers. If nonfiction is supposed to be about the facts, how is there room to get creative with it? Okay, so that is usually the question posed by the people around me every time we talk about creative nonfiction. So now let's have first the definition. What is creative nonfiction? So creative nonfiction is a genre of writing that uses elements of creative writing to present a factual or true story. There are literary techniques that are usually reserved for writing fiction, which can be used in creative nonfiction, such as dialogue, scene setting, and narrative arcs. But always take note that a work can only be considered as creative nonfiction if the author can attest that 100% of the content is true and factual. In other words, even if there is just a few details from one scene are imagined, the story could no longer be considered as creative non-fiction. Take note of that. Creative non-fiction informs readers, but it does so by building a narrative around the facts, by introducing the scene and building the characters of real people so readers can better relate to them. Now, aside from the definitions of creative nonfiction, we have here elements of creative nonfiction. So the first element of creative nonfiction is facts. So creative nonfiction must be rooted in facts. No part of the story can be made up or fabricated. So we have to consider this first element in writing a creative nonfiction. Next is extensive research. Both primary and secondary sources should be used throughout the research process. So here, it is the writer's responsibility, of course, to conduct extensive research for the most accurate narrative possible. So it is really the writer's responsibility to conduct extensive research to make the writing more valid and accurate, more factual as well. Next element of creative nonfiction, we have reporting. So here the writer should utilize the said research to accurately present and document events or personal experiences. Alright? Now we have the fourth element of creative nonfiction. We have personal experiences. This one is actually not a requirement, but personal experiences or the opinions of other people or the opinions of others can also help create a more complete and vivid picture of the fact or of the writing. The last element of creative nonfiction is that the expositions or the explanations. So the topic or experiences presented should be explained well so that the reader will understand the writings. Okay? So there should be an explanation, a thorough explanation that is based on fact. Now, The label creative nonfiction can be applied to a number of nonfiction genres such as biography, memoir, autobiography, literary journalism, travel writing, nature writing, sports writing, city writing, journals or letters, cultural commentary, personal essay, and even interviews. So those are the subgenres of creative nonfiction. Ultimately, this form, creative nonfiction, is a memory fact-based writing that makes use of the styles and elements of fiction, poetry, and essay. This is such a writing about the world, or about a world, or from a world that includes the author's life and or the author's eye on the lives of others. So that's all for today's video. I hope that you learned something from this video about creative nonfiction, the concepts, the elements of creative nonfiction, and of course the subgenres. Thank you so much, and bye.